Good evening, everybody. It's January 25th, and it's a Wednesday. And we're here for another event of Squad Ops. Tonight, we're going to be running Open Road on Yeho Rivka. My name is Muff. I will be hosting and commentating tonight. And alongside me here is AK-47. Say hello, AK.
Hey, everybody.
We'll be following the teams tonight on their respective side, as well as other cameras of first-person action among the players themselves.
We're all going down
like I said, this is going to be Operation Open Road. It will be the U.S. forces against Russia. I will be observing the Russian forces for the first round, aka the USA. And basically, the goal of this operation for the Russians is to assault and secure the airfield from the U.S. forces. Now, they have been given plenty of weapons to do this task with, including 3 BTRs and 2 transport trucks, among automatic riflemen and grenade launchers amongst their squads. What do you have over on the U.S. side, AK? What are they going to be defending the airfield with?
The airfield's currently going to be defended by 2 standard open-top Humvees that will be rotating around the map and trying to hunt out the enemy forces. We'll also have 2 transports and 1 Logi truck. As far as the squads go, they're allowed 2 assault rifles, 2 LATs, and a medic. So, I mean, they have lots of firepower to defend such a small area, as long as the Russian forces don't roll in properly, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah, those Humvees and LATs are going to be crucial. Well, leading the Russian army tonight is going to be Hamlet. This is not his first time commanding. He's going to have 4 squad leaders and 4 squads underneath him. The squad leaders being Lish, Krusty the Sailor, Drew Meister, and Alexo. I believe all are experienced squad leaders, as well as within the Squad Ops events. So should be pretty smooth and communicated on the Russian side. They're also pretty ready to go, loaded up in trucks. Who's running the show on the U.S. side, AK?
Right now for command, we have Kirkley. He's just briefing the rest of the U.S. forces. For Squad 1, we're looking at Nasty Nate. Squad 2 is going to be Hutch. Squad 3 for the leader will be Episoda, and Squad 4 is Dr. Kamikaze. Right now, yeah, they're just doing a brief. They're going to be loading up in the Logis, transports, and Humvees to go defend airfield just in a short bit.
All right. It sounds like both teams are pretty close to ready as well, so we got to see them start rolling out pretty soon.
Absolutely. Just taking a look at the map right now, the U.S. forces for the 2 Humvees set points in both India 9 and Delta 9 that they're going to be rotating around. I mean, they're going east and west of the defense points, so that's pretty good as long as the BTRs don't come straight on from the north. But yeah, they're doing a pretty standard layout for the defense right now. As far as what their plan is, if it will evolve with what happens on the battlefield, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's going pretty good right now. Yep. They're just moving into the vehicles now.
That's good. I overheard Hamlet when he was briefing his squad leaders as everyone was joining in. He was talking about Delta 7, and I'm not sure what that meant. I think they're going to hold up there and maybe do some recon. So we can look to see them head almost straight south out of their main, which could really, if they go fast enough, it can stop the U.S. from getting a lot of defenses built up. But you never know. This is a big map, and there's usually a lot of calm before the storm. U.S. forces are actually just waiting patiently in all their vehicles. 3 BTRs, 2 transports, ready to move all these troops. All in all, there's 33 of them. Dispersed between 4 squads.
Command.
And a commander.
Right now, we just have the U.S. forces moving towards the airfield. Geez, my words aren't working here. Not entirely sure what the plan is once they get there, aside from the Humvees doing rolling patrol. But we'll just have to see.
Yep, I'm sure they'll have some sandbag blockades and the placement of 50 cals. I know they've got them before. I don't know if they're going to get them today or how many. I'm sure they'll get to use their limited resources as they please. They also get that one Logi truck, and I believe that comes with a supply dump included. So they should probably be able to get a couple of 50 cals up fairly quickly. While those Humvees patrol, looking for any sight of a rush.
Absolutely.
You usually don't see the rushes here, though.
No.
It's just such a big map. It's so easy to get spotted without even knowing it, and then you're expected. So look for some conservative play at first. It is a 60-minute mission, but it could be ran longer under the right circumstances. So look for a lot of downtime, a lot of me and AK talking about things, and we'll see what happens. Have we had a live time announced yet?
I don't believe so. USA is ready, though. We do have ready to call.
All right, we got both sides ready up.
Be advised, do not jump in Anton's truck. Jump in the other one. Copy. With PFD and Monkey Bullet. Copy. All right, copy.
Now, the one thing that they do have, like you said, that logistic truck, it can continue operation until the BTRs or the Russians in general manage to take it out. So really, the FOB could get as large as the Russians allow it to get.
All right, we are live in exactly 1 minute. A little bit of chit chat going on, but getting really quiet now. Hamlet giving some inspirational words in the last minute. Other than that, it's pretty quiet.
You too. Godspeed,
I'm
guys.
floating through, not a lot of chatter. They're all ready.
I guess right now would be a good time to tell anybody watching the stream that if you go over to our website, www.squadops.gg, you can sign up for events like this. We do have training sessions that you can attend so that you can come to closed sessions, but we do also have public or at least open sessions that you can sign up for. We also have public servers, a whitelist server, and a Discord that you can just come hang out with, or with us in. Words are apparently really difficult right now.
How you doing? Great, AK. Like he said, squadops.gg. We've got a Discord link there and everything. We welcome anybody and everybody.
All right, U.S. forces are moving out.
We are live. Russians are rolling too. Looks like the transports are making their way southeast out of there. Yeah, they're kind of all going, almost as a convoy for now, trying to just get up on the road.
Yeah, no negative vibes.
So right now we have one of the U.S. Logis going direct west out of the airfield, or transport rather. I'm not entirely sure what their plan is here. Looks like they're stopping, gonna set something up. No, continue moving. I can honestly say that I have no idea what their plan is right now.
It's hard to tell. They're trying to get a look at everything. Maybe searching for vantage points right now. The Russians have a couple BTRs heading way west or east. And the two Logis almost directly south. Looks like they might be that Delta 7 I was talking about earlier. With the other BTR a little bit west of them heading south also. They've got a lot of ground to cover yet.
All right, awesome. So the U.S. forces have put command just in the town in between Crossroads and Airfield. There's to the west and east 2 squads with Humvees, and then they just have a small defense force with logistics runs at the airfield. A little bit different than usual, actually. I honestly thought that they were just going to have the Humvees out there, but they're having entire defense forces.
Yeah, that's interesting. Pushing north way out of there. That's cool. They might be able to catch him off guard. Maybe those Humvees are out scouting, trying to find him, and they'll run an ambush.
Of course, of course.
I think I can see one of the Humvees.
Yeah, spread out really far in a line. And
I can see 'em.
The Humvees are just rotating around.
Hey, does that want to beat that BTR?
I see one Humvee moving. And you might be able to see our trucks.
Kind of southeast side. Copy.
I'm seeing the red dots if you push a little north.
Because we are just bombing it down these hills right now.
There's one Humvee direct south of this BTR, and I don't think it sees it yet. Oh, he might see it. Yep, he's calling him out. Drew Meister's calling out the Humvee.
Yo, I got a Humvee straight in front of me.
I'm zooming in on the BTR.
Yeah.
He's opening up on the Humvee. Humvee's on fire.
Ooh, early death of the Humvee.
Good shot. I don't know who did that. That was some good shooting.
So command is currently aware that they did lose the Humvee. Not too happy about that. Honestly, don't think anybody would be too happy right now. This early in a round too. We're less than 3 minutes in, and they've already lost one of their major players.
Good work on the lodge. Just keep it rolling. Bring that other Humvee in. We're going to use it in.
So the squad that was on the west approach for the U.S. forces is actually moving back now, I believe, toward the airfield. Losing the Humvee like that, I mean, there's absolutely no support at this point.
Oh yeah, that's a rough hit for the U.S. right now. They took a shot going out that far, and unfortunately, they got spotted first. That was Anton and CG Fu in there.
Yeah, Johnny, just to answer your question there, you can check out on our Discord under announcements, or you could go to the squadops.gg website for the forums. We have the write-ups for the operations as we go. Easiest would probably be checking out the announcements on Discord, though.
Do you want us just running local security here?
Affirmative. If you want, keep your guys out in the tree line beyond the airfield as kind of a first perimeter defense. But make sure that they're ready to fall back.
So far, there's not many defensive positions set up for the U.S. on airfield. I actually don't see anything currently. We have one transport just kind of hanging out right now, and U.S. forces are really clumped up as they're moving.
The majority of the Russians have all stepped out of the transports now, and the BTR regrouped. So there's 3 squads worth in one area, with the other 2 BTRs off to the east. They've completely stopped. I believe they're awaiting further orders.
You probably put your max down for the tripods.
They know they've hit the U.S. hard, so they're probably trying to really take advantage of this.
Go ahead and move up to Echo 8.
Absolutely.
Keep an eye on that logi.
All the infantry is just sitting still. I can see the BTRs moving on the map.
Alright, he's on it now.
They're still not too close to the airfield, but they ran into a Humvee way out here. They could run into anything. They know that now. I see the BTR way off in front of me there. We've still got this one over here. I think there's one. Just not quite sure where.
We've made it to your platform. Copy that. Hey, stop.
So pretty far east right now. We do have the BTR just coming up on Dr. Kamikaze's group. I'm pretty sure that they're currently out of the view distance, but I mean, if they move up anymore, they're going to have a really good vantage on what is mostly unprotected infantry right now. Just a logistic over there. Correction, that would be a transport.
Yeah, that thing's not moving. It might just be a really big rock.
Yeah, it looks like that BTR over there is the one that's going to make first contact.
So we do have Shadow Ritual moving up now. Ooh. Trying to get a good viewpoint here. I believe the U.S. forces do hear it.
Ooh, I heard BTR shots.
Copy that.
Engaging the Logi. Logi is down. Krusty the Sailor and his BTR took out the Logi truck.
Mount up, let's move out.
That was Keel Randor in the Logi.
Alright, we're moving out. Start circling. Find that.
Alright, I lost my BTR. I'm just gonna push on foot.
Shadow is moving far east on the squad that had set up for the east flank. Just completely bypassing them. Looks like he's going to be trying to go direct east toward the airfield from U.S. Maine. And he is hauling ass in that thing.
Push south, Alpha. Push south first. Let's get up on this ridge and get overwatch on these bastards.
Ooh, all right.
Alright, so
Maybe driving's not at an all-time high, but
I think we're out of the
Alright, push west,
range of the
so we can get out visual on
fucking
airfield.
All right, the infantry have loaded back up into the two transports, and they are both pretty darn full. They're heading south. I heard Hamlet say they're going south to Delta 9. Think there might be some more trees over there. Yeah, there's another
Alright, Command, I have eyes on
Another
airfield.
long draw that they can
Infantry on the move.
bunker
I'm
down in
engaging
before they hit that
shortly.
airfield. This is a really big map, so if I pull it up, it looks like it's not as far as they have to go, but it's actually quite a long ways, especially if I get really high. Can't even see the airfield yet. So they're going to move along, head from at least a little defilade area to defilade area. Don't have any
Shadows
BTR for
just-
cover, so they got to be careful.
absolutely. Shadow's just creeping up towards the east side of airfield.
Yeah, there's another BTR on the east side of the airfield that's really close.
Stop killing the engine. Stop killing the engine at this point. I want to keep the engine on and keep moving.
What direction? Can you,
Don't lose any momentum, buddy.
Yeah, we're
Everybody's calling out for the different BTRs here.
push a little further.
Did they see them
Southeast of
on the U.S. side?
It sounds like they're just giving rough estimates of location. I believe they just have an audible
If they do end
range
up
on them right
assaulting from
now.
the east, then you guys will be in perfect position to flank behind them.
Kirkley telling U.S. forces that if BTRs do come from the east, the eastern guys are going to be going up and behind them pretty well, trying to take them out.
I hear BTR shots. That's going to give this infantry some time to advance closer. There's another BTR on this west side as well. They've got the airfield in their sights now. Just pushing through Echo 10.
I see the
Hamlet, the
airfield.
commander, just said that he sees the airfield. They've got 3 squads worth of guys back here. And most
Just
of
looking
the US
at
seem to be looking east.
little bit of an overview. The west side has infantry advance, which might be more of a distraction at this time. The 2 BTRs now moving in unison. I think they only have eyes on one of them.
Command, be advised, BTR's cresting east side. East side.
Oh, the BTR from the west side just opened up, taking down 2. That's Vigilant.
You know what? There's a
He's been
Humvee.
surgical with that thing right now.
Humvee coming up on the most southern BTR. Looks like they're just doing a little bit of a dance right now, missing each other. No effective shots yet. Absolutely none.
A lot of these vehicles bounce around a lot, and they're tough to be accurate with when they're moving.
Absolutely. This Humvee's currently in the middle of 2 BTRs, not taking any shots, though. Honestly, that is super lucky at this time. If they lost that second Humvee, there'd really be no chance.
I advise on one of the BTRs. Looks like about F10, keep at 8 or 9 up on the hill.
Got a wave of Russian soldiers coming from the west side that I don't think the U.S. is fully aware of.
Absolutely not. Looks like
There's-
this Humvee's
there's
going
20
down
guys
before the
over here.
BTR. Second Humvee is now down.
Command, I have my boys set up in an ambush on this BTR to the east. Can you keep eyes and let us know when they cross that road?
This is just all BTRs doing the work right now.
Episode copy that. Right
Absolutely.
now, on that hill, just letting you guys.
Yeah, we're good though.
Holy cow, Hamlet is up in the front. He's the commander, and he's already on the airfield.
Copy, Glenn, we'll take north.
I'm coming up on him.
Even with
He's got Kilo right on the other side of the wall. He just called for the BTR to get up here.
They can see us.
And here it comes. Let's see, Kilo right on the other side, sitting in this 50 cal. It's not going to be a good peek for the first guy to look around that corner.
Absolutely not.
Hey, I currently hear a BTR to the north.
Hamlet is just absolutely surrounded. Not so much surrounded, but I mean, he's got a massive Russian force right on his backside.
Oh yeah, there's so many of them here. They just snuck right in from this west side, unseen by the U.S. soldiers.
BTR engaging.
2 more U.S.
Taking
soldiers
one
down.
hit.
Oh, there's a hit.
Moving back now. Kilo's smoking out. Gonna try to prevent that BTR from getting good sights on any of the allies.
Guys, we're clearing out this building right in front of us, my dude.
Calling it one hit.
More Russians. They're almost
Hamlet's
all on the west
made
side
it
of this
in.
building.
Kilo has no idea. Hamlet's coming up behind Kilo right now. And that's the end of a legacy.
Now
Hamlet is using.
center seat.
Yeah. Try to get
Wall
more
of
of an
Russians
overview
on
of
this
this.
side. There's just a wall of Russians on the west side taking over. Hutch's squad on the south is the only untouched group right now, and there's a BTR up rolling up on them.
Just looking from an overview here, that U.S. force is just absolutely rolling through at this time. Looks like Hyper Evo's about to peak here. Definitely didn't like what he saw.
Oh, Imaz hits him with the rocket. Good shot. I think that's the second rocket that BTR has taken. They can't take a lot more fire. That's why it's falling back. It's right under me.
One more U.S.
Oh, he's not
force.
afraid.
Yeah, one more U.S. force on the east side of the airfield.
Russia is basically fearless right now. They've taken little to no casualties and are continually advancing. Another rocket into the BTR of Mike Jones of Magellan. That thing is unstoppable. Tedish is just tearing them up through the window. We're down to 2 U.S. soldiers. That's it, huh? See them both. Imaz and Card Game. They're across the airfield from each other, and they're surrounded.
Absolutely.
Tedish is on the south and Hamlet is on the north of Emaz. Card Game's got a squad coming in from his northeast and an entire army on his west. He can't move. Neither can move. Emaz is down. Hamlet takes him out. Good job by Hamlet commanding this Russian force on this side. He's just did a great job of leading them. They all followed orders well, and it's paying off. Oh, there's a whole nother squad up to the northeast, isn't there, for the U.S.?
Card Game, yeah, is the last on the airfield. The Russians are currently controlling it. As far
definitely,
as
and he's down.
As far as the
he did get the BTR though.
Oof.
BTR's down.
That BTR was unstoppable. Magellan
As
got
far
4
as
kills.
wind conditions go, though, really the Russian forces did take out all of the Americans on the airfield. Generally, what we see is if the U.S. forces cannot go back onto the airfield and take it, then it will be called shortly in favor of the U.S. or correction, in favor of Russia.
It looks like the last 6 U.S. soldiers are coming from the northeast. The Russians have got basically the entire airfield encompassed. They've got a few buildings untouched, but it's going to be very tough for these last 6 U.S. soldiers. Kirkley being the commander as well. He's still alive.
So they're just holding on the tree line here, making a little bit of a plan. There was word that they don't have any more rockets for the BTRs. I mean, losing your Humvees, losing your rockets, really, there's nothing that infantry could do against them.
No, there is nothing.
So
not at all.
I think we already see pretty obviously who's winning here. But the U.S. are just not relentless, or not relenting, rather. Looks like Crazy Russian might have spotted the U.S. forces. We got Specialist Sham, Alexo all moving across.
I can hear the command chat of the Russian soldiers saying that there's no, they don't see them, they don't know where they're at. So they don't actually know that they're up to the northeast. There's a whole bunch of them and they don't see them yet.
U.S. has confirmed that they have no rockets left.
We'll try and clear out as much infantry. We're manning those HMGs to fuck up those BTRs.
Oh, it's only a matter of time until somebody gets spotted here.
Push as far as cover will allow
Big
you.
Jimmy HD pushing up fairly close with Weibo.
Push as far as cover will allow you.
Big Jimmy's gonna see him. He's got eyes.
Weibo's been called as well. They're just getting into position now.
There they go. Weibo spot him. Gunfire's loose. This is the final showdown. Big Jimmy takes a bullet. Down he goes. Kirkley's running to the north, trying to get out of there. Tedish is creeping up on the road. They've got a BTR to their southwest.
Yeah, U.S. forces are just taking shots left, right, and center now.
Yep. 2 have gone down so far. They're down to 4. Russians everywhere across the road. Command is down. Kirkley is down. Hamlet is down.
Looks like
3
there's
U.S.
now
soldiers left.
absolutely no communication, just disarray on the U.S. force side. Even locals quiet right now. I think they've accepted their fate and they're just going to battle it out until the end.
Yep, that's probably what's going on. I can still hear a lot of talking. They're not sure how many are left. They're slinging bullets across that road like nobody's business. Took out another one. They're down to the Silverman and CeeLo on the U.S. forces side. Laying down in a bush, covered in smoke. They don't know what to do. I wonder what they're saying to each other right now.
Oh, we're just going down to see that right now. Silverman saying that he has 2 smokes. He's going to throw them.
Slow push across the road.
Right now, the American forces are just going north along that little defilade on the eastern side of the road. It looks like the U.S. Russian forces do have them in sight still, though. They know where they're moving, perhaps.
Yeah, the Russians are looking, and they're gonna get impatient and peek.
I'm not entirely sure what the U.S. plan is here, aside from moving towards the north. It'd be nice to see what goes on here. Taking a grenade out and throwing it over. No, that is a smoke. I mean, that gives away everything right there. Alexo taking up sight on where they are.
Yep. There's a little flank force consisting of Lish, Mr. White Folks, and Best Pony. Gonna push east across this road.
Weebo, Drewmeister, and Bunny, yeah.
Oh, another one on the south, so they're...
CeeLo spots them. He's taking shots out on them. Fahad is also pushing up right now. Looks like CeeLo is about to go down.
CeeLo gets shot.
Last man.
There's a firing line on the east side of the road now.
And he's
down.
Down
He goes. That's going to be the game, people.
Take a look at the overall Russian presence here.
Very good match by the Russians. Definitely outplayed the U.S. forces. You know, if I had to say anything about it, it was the U.S. spread out too much, and the Russians came in like a fist and just punched right through.
Absolutely.
You guys weren't watching.
The loss of that Humvee within the first 2.5 minutes, though, that almost sealed the deal right there. There's no way to come back, especially with such a large area for a small fortification. I think it would have been better to clump everybody up while they did that, but I mean, it is what it is now.
Yep. There was a lot of good killing there. Tedish went on a spree. Hamlet, the commander, killed 7 himself.
Love you guys.
So leading by example there, he was. We're going to have a quick break. I think we just reset the maps. And from there, they'll switch sides. Hamlet will be on the U.S. Army. Russians for Kirkley. We'll let them get sorted out, start briefing, and we'll be right back. Quick intermission.